Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to this workshop called Tapping Techniques with me, Gaurav Deka. First of all, let me talk about the workshop. The workshop is mostly about something called tapping. Um it's a technique which to resolve issues which particularly deal with physical and mental and emotional area of our health and well-being. So, firstly, there are various areas which we are going to cover in this workshop. The first area of life is trauma. So, tapping techniques is something that takes you directly to the point of trauma. There are many other ways to deal with trauma. For example, we can work with trauma through regression, we can work with trauma through cognitive behavioral techniques, or through rational and emotive behavior techniques. But I have seen in my practice of the last decade that tapping techniques actually are quite vital and quite effective in dealing with trauma. There's a particular technique called matrix reimprinting, which is a part of the tapping techniques, which takes you to the origin of the trauma, freeze the moments, go through the trauma once again, and resolve it. The second part that we are going to cover in this workshop is allergy. So I have seen in most cases that allergies are there inside a human from the time when they are in the womb. Most of the time, these allergies are a part of the mother or a part of the mother's bloodstream system, belief system. And these allergies also percolate down to the child, and they express in various periods of your life, maybe in the 20s, maybe in the 30s, or maybe in the late 50s. The third point that we are going to cover is inner children. Now, inner children work is similar to trauma work, but they need not necessarily be about trauma. An inner child can be any subpersonality, any part of you that keeps popping up in your adult body and doesn't let you function according to your current belief system. It will keep on running the old program. Say, for example, immense amount of guilt, feeling immense amount of sadness, which necessarily may not be a part of your current day situation, but may be a part of your previous years, and maybe you are functioning according to the same program. It is important again to go back to the moment where the inner child absorbed these emotions and resolve the inner child by freezing those moments. The last and the most interesting point is money. We do have a lot of beliefs about money. For example, we must not make more money because that will make us corrupt, or having more money will make us less spiritual, or maybe I really have to work hard to make money. So these are a few belief systems, and we will be talking about more about money. So these are a few belief systems which actually govern your attraction of money and the amount of money that you feel you deserve but does not come to you. So through tapping, we can actually tap into those belief systems, not only break them, but also change and incorporate new belief systems. Now, to talk loosely about tapping, tapping is also known as emotional freedom technique. It is also known as emotional management technique. It is also known as emotional empowerment techniques. It involves few areas of your body. For example, this particular portion of your body, it's called the karate chop. Then there are few points above the eye, side of the eye, below the eye, and below the nose, in the chin, and the collarbone. So there are these few points which we are going to tap, just like we tap like this. Now, why do we do that? Because just like the veins and the arteries and the nerves carry our blood and carry our neural impulses, respectively, similarly, our emotional energy are being carried by something called meridian. Now, these meridians end in a particular part of the body. These meridians also code for a certain organ of your body. For example, if you feel fear and if you tell me that I'm really scared of a snake, I would rather want to ask you, where do you feel this fear? And you may tell me that, I feel this fear as a gurgling sensation in my stomach. So I know that the meridian for the stomach is below the eye, and we start tapping the eye and we talk about the problem that you feel in your stomach. We talk about the issue, we talk about the fear. And after a few moments of time, you will realize that the fear is actually gone. We can also keep on tapping on the current issue, but In the whole process, we keep going down and down and down and down to the origin of that fear. Tapping is a conscious mechanism. It is the only form of talk and touch therapy where you will be touching yourself, where you can actually keep on going down and down and down to the origin of the trauma. Now, tapping is not only something that you can use on others, it is not only something that you can use on people and resolve their issues, but you can also use it as a self help tool. I usually do tapping every day for almost 5 minutes. You take an appointment with yourself, you see yourself in the mirror, and you just keep tapping and you keep working on the issue. So, this is something that is definitely new, but not very new. It was developed by this particular psychologist called Roger Callahan and Gary Craig. I'll be talking more about the history of tapping when we meet, definitely. But I really welcome you to come over and work with me in this workshop. We will be resolving not only issues, but we will also be learning more about our belief systems and what program enhances us, what program runs us, and how to change those programs. And mostly that we will be doing in the area of money. But I do think that working with trauma and working with inner children and working with allergy is something that is very, very important. And it's also very easy to work with tapping. In regression or in cognitive behavioral therapy, it may take many sessions to actually get to the core of that problem. But when you tap, you can resolve it then and there. So I really, really welcome to all of you to come over to this workshop and participate with me, and we learn more about tapping. Okay? So thank you so much for listening me out, hearing me out, and I look forward to seeing all of you in this workshop. We'll have a great time. Ciao.